fund. Look, as me and you have talked about a lot, like it's all about putting the data points together. And you come out of that call, I'd actually say incrementally more bullish, not even just on Nvidia, but on the overall AI theme. Because of the Blackwell delays, if there was going to be one, what I view headwind or black cloud, they put that to rest in terms of yields and any of the issues there. Demand's outstripping supply anywhere from 10 to 15 to 1.
Right.
So when I look at the underlying enterprise demand, not just in big tech, but even like when you look at sovereign and you look at what I think ultimately is going to be the rest of sort of enterprise, this is a story I still view, call it bottom of the first, top of the second inning. I continue to view it. It's LeBron in high school and Akron.
So you really do still believe it's that early?
We're only 3%, maybe 5% tops of enterprises globally have even gone down this path.
Right.
So it comes down to like when, sometimes I think like it's very easy, like not see forest through the trees, like in terms of like, okay, October quarter, 32.5 billion, whispers 33 billion. But now the focus is more like, this is a company ultimately going toward 50, 75 billion, eventually 100 billion per quarter.
Yeah.
And I think that, to me, is really the trend, not just for NVIDIA, but for what this means for the rest of tech.
Something extraordinary has seized the attention of the stock market, creating ripples across investor circles and technology enthusiasts alike. Yes, you guessed it, NVIDIA Corp is in the spotlight, and its trajectory has been nothing short of meteoric. The stock hit an all-time high of $143.71, capturing headlines and leaving financial pundits like Jim Cramer and tech analysts like Dan Ives chattering with excitement. What leads a company to break its previous records and march towards new highs? As NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang discusses the transformative power of artificial intelligence, it is becoming clearer that this isn't just a tech story. It's an unfolding narrative of market dominance. But what does this electrifying saga of a semiconductor giant tell us about the soaring new era where AI reshapes industries? Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
You're making the key point here, which is everything but AI was weaker at ASML, but AI was strong, and yet NVIDIA and AMD, amongst others, were down sharply.
Yeah, and it was just kind of wrong. I mean, things, people got it wrong. Now, I want to tell you, just as they were blowing up, and when I say blow up, I mean not since, I don't know, since they gave away Manhattan. What, for like 27 shekels? What was that they gave away?
$22.
Yeah, right?
I believe. Peter Stuyvesant?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great man. Holland Tunnel. But
that was Holland. But,
I know, that's actually, it's related to my family. But right when ASMLF, was the reaction was going, putting NVIDIA in its place, so to speak, Jensen Huang was speaking right then. And his quote is, "We would like to achieve superhuman productivity." This is at a Lenovo Smarter AI Enterprise Conference. And I thought it ironic that here he's busy taking over the world, but he's also being taken down by ASMLF. I mean, I don't know.
No.
I mean, how's Samsung doing?
Stacey Raskin, who is I think the very
good terrible dresser.
Terrible. Okay. ASML is not necessarily the best read across to the rest of the semi-cap space, given their focused expertise and lumpy revenue profile. Obviously, also goes on to say NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD all broadly sold off in a move that's potentially overdone.
Thank you. Look, he's good. I guess he's owned by no one. Look, I think Chuck has done a great job. If we dig in the archives, you'll see a picture of Chuck walking with Jensen. And you know what that means. Upside.
Upside, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Jensen is everywhere.
He is.
Is there anyone he won't speak to?
Well, when I asked him, I said, aren't you too many places? Is it hard? Is it this or is that? He said, I'm not an actor.
What does that mean?
Because he's living what he does. He gets up at 4 a.m., he works for 4 hours, and then he goes in and meets people and find out what to do, and he goes find out what's the best stuff to do. And this super AI thing he was talking about yesterday was brilliant. At the Lenovo speech that he gave, it was brilliant.
Right. But, I mean, the day before that, the podcast, this podcast, that one, he showed up at the NASDAQ. He's there next to Becky suddenly. I mean, the man is everywhere.
David, You're falling prey.
Is there a simulation of him?
But he doesn't realize this is the agent, Jensen.
Does Jensen have like 3 Jensens?
Let me get Mike Cathie on the phone because he's very good on the agent.
Who?
Chuck likes the Falcons. Falcons do look good for it, too.
Yes, Falcons.
As the sun rose on a Monday morning, Nvidia's stock soared alongside it, capturing a 4.14% increase to settle at a record-breaking $143.71 per share. The palpable excitement came to life on platforms like X, where financial expert Jim Cramer energetically advised, Nvidia, own it, don't trade it. But why all this excitement around a semiconductor company's stock? Those familiar with the market might recall selling Nvidia shares in the low 200s, prompted by negative analyses. The sky-high price tags feel like a twist of fate. Whether seen as a blessing or a laughing stock of hindsight, it's a spectacular fools who trade joke. Nvidia isn't merely a booming stock, it's a booming world of AI technology. The company's recent quiet introduction of the Llama 3.1 Nematron 70B Instruct has amplified its competitive edge, giving it new dominance in this rapidly evolving landscape. The numbers back this up. Year to date, Nvidia is up an astonishing 198%. Perhaps Dan Ives cheering the victory with trophy emojis wasn't just for show. Analysts herald it as a generational opportunity, a term reserved for stocks that defy gravity. But there's more than just financial gain. There's a leadership philosophy woven tightly into Nvidia's core, thanks to its CEO, Jensen Huang. His vision is nothing less than Industrial Revolution 2.0, powered by AI. Huang, in a characteristically captivating speech at the Gartner IT Symposium in Orlando, conjured the magic of AI, positing that digital tokens could be as revolutionary as steam engines once were. He explained how the company's chips have outgrown their initial purpose of beefing up video games to become the backbone of large language models and generative AI, which now power global technological shifts. A visionary, Huang doesn't dwell on style. Still, it's hard to ignore his iconic black leather jacket, as much as it is difficult to overlook Nvidia's role in creating a new world of possibilities. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
And I think now it's going to start to happen, Josh, at that point, the next month, and we'll be in Asia next week. Anyone that's doing the Asia supply chain checks, it's actually increasing in terms of demand over supply. All of a sudden, what starts to happen is next drum roll starts. Hold on a second, 32.5, probably a sandbag number. All of a sudden, stock starts to, what I believe, continue to creep back up. And I believe we're looking for $4 trillion market cap for NVIDIA in the next 6 months. I just don't see what's stopping it, given all the demand we're seeing from hyperscalers, from enterprise. The use cases now are exploding. That's why Palantir, people dismiss them as, look at them. Look at ServiceNow. Look what we're seeing with Oracle. That, to me, is the next phase, the use cases. And Jensen hit on that a bit.
I want to talk about demand. This is you. You said there will be a time that competition from AMD and others ramp up, but essentially a $1 trillion of AI CapEx over the next few years is coming its way. And last night's conference call further confirmed this demand outlook. The stage is set for tech stocks to move higher into year-end and 2025, in our opinion, as the Fed and Powell kick off its rate-cutting cycle. Macro soft landing remains the path, and tech spending on AI remains a generational spending cycle just starting to hit the shores of the tech sector. We continue to estimate for every $1 spent on an NVIDIA GPU chip, there is an $8 to $10 multiplier across the tech sector, which speaks to our firmly bullish view of tech stocks over the next year. So you're very constructive on tech going into year end and heading into 2025. And that multiplier effect, because of the GPU spend, means a lot of opportunity for a lot of stocks, not just NVIDIA.
That's exactly what we really want, and what we talk to investors about is the multiplier. Because everyone, it's NVIDIA, it's Microsoft. No, this now kicks off a cycle we basically have never seen before. And anytime someone puts like the Cisco comparison to NVIDIA, show the chart, it looks the same. I covered tech back then. The difference is Cisco, 90% of their customers were essentially leveraged startups, Aethers, and all the CLEX. Who's the customers of NVIDIA? It's companies with 1.2 trillion on the balance sheet.
Governments.
And government. So my whole point is that I get the comparison looks great in a chart. Apple's on. You cannot compare what we're seeing here. It's essentially a fourth industrial revolution that's being built out. And I think now it's the next phase. It's the software players, it's the infrastructure, it's other parts of semis, it's names like AMD, it's names like in cybersecurity, how are you going to protect the workloads? So that to me is really where I see everything. That's why I'm so excited about second, third, fourth derivative.
Under Huang's guidance, NVIDIA's transformation from a mere graphics company to a titan of AI-driven solutions is nothing short of commendable. Last quarter, the company's revenue skyrocketed to $30 billion, a 15% jump from the previous quarter. Indeed, $30 billion could buy billions of tokens of AI, metaphorically speaking. At the Gartner Symposium, Huang didn't just paint pictures of what AI can achieve in theory. He showed us what it was doing now, right from their systems to their collaborations with other tech behemoths like SAP and ServiceNow. Other companies are integrating agentic AI capable of making decisions autonomously, pushing the envelope of innovation further out into the unknown future. This discussion isn't complete without touching on NVIDIA's bullish future predictions. Despite its recent success, experts suggest ample room for growth, hinting that NVIDIA's stock could potentially double over the next few years. With demand for GPU chips at an all-time high, and NVIDIA's plans to double down on AI both internally and through partnerships, the company stands at the forefront of an impending technological renaissance. Yet, Huang remains optimistic about workforce integration alongside AI. He passionately foresees the creation of 100 million AI assistants as digital workers, augmenting, you guessed it, human productivity, not replacing it. For NVIDIA and indeed Huang, this vision isn't just pie in the sky. It's on the precipice of becoming reality. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
I think actually the biggest thing that's not being priced in, the tech CapEx from the stalwarts, priced in. What's not being priced in is the incremental spend I think you're going to see from tech, the incremental spend we're seeing from enterprise and governments. I mean, just if I look on typical enterprise and you think government 8, 10%, sometimes 12% of overall spend, that's not numbers.
Yeah.
So as this all plays out, and any company, any government, it all starts with the red phone. It's Jensen. There's only one. Where are you getting the chip? It's a new gold. It's a new gold, new oil.
The stock market has a way of revealing its darlings, its narratives, and its potential game changers, and NVIDIA fits all three categories. As we've seen, NVIDIA's meteoric rise isn't just a flash in the pan, but a carefully orchestrated strategy led by visionary ideals and robust technological advancements. With a record of 198% increase year-to-date and foreseeability of doubling its value, what more assurance does an investor need? Prospects are not just bright, they are dazzling. NVIDIA is setting foot firmly into a future where AI doesn't merely assist but transforms how businesses operate, offering a glimpse into an era where robotic articulation and productivity-enhancing AI assistants might become commonplace. Such potential echoes across NVIDIA's projections, painting an exciting, albeit challenging landscape for everyone who dares to dream big. Understanding that makes it clear why Jim Cramer's advice to own it, don't trade it, resonates with such gravitas. But what do you think? Is it time to put your money where your excitement is? As the world shifts gears into a high-tech reality, NVIDIA appears not just as a potential wise investment, but also a portal into the future of technology-driven industries. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen.